Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with us this morning. Hopefully you've got you a hot cup of Alaskan coffee. This is the good stuff.
Cowgirl coffee.
I know they say cowboy coffee. It's got all the like coffee grounds in it, super black. So what does cowgirl coffee have in it, Cassie?
The good stuff.
Which is what? You have to elaborate on that.
Sugar-free creamer.
Yeah. Well,
you're not allowed to take drinks. You got to talk.
I got to wet the whistle, so to speak. Guess what?
What?
There's a prediction coming in Oklahoma, and
I always believe it when I see
the
it.
weatherman, I think, is really more of a bread and a milk salesman than anything else. But they are predicting an ice storm. Do you believe it?
Unfortunately, I believe it could happen. But I have state archery shoot coming up, and I really need that to pan out for me.
So that's something we want to talk about today is there is a prediction for an ice storm coming into Oklahoma on tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. So yesterday, it was 70 degrees. I spent the evening with Mazzy. Mazzy rode around on the four-wheeler with me. We did all the chores. We split some firewood. We did everything outside. And as you know, Mazzy's an outdoor person when the weather's a good temperature.
Yeah.
So the weather's super nice, but we're under a weather storm warning or advisory when it's 70 degrees outside.
And that's the problem I have is it goes from 70 to 17 and snow and all this, but the ground temperature isn't very cold. So like if it was snow, it wouldn't really stick and accumulate. But if they're saying ice is coming, it's cold enough for ice to happen. And then it's just like if we get a ton of rain and stuff and it goes to 17, it is going to freeze.
Well, but the ice though is the elevated surfaces. So Cassie and I were talking about the bad ice storm that hit Oklahoma. The bad one that a lot of people remember was in 2007, and I think that's because it hit the more populated areas like Tulsa, and those people were without power for like 10 days. Like a lot of tree limbs came down and all that. But I think it was a year or two before that, there was a bad ice storm that hit our neck of the woods, our area, and it hit my parents' farm and Cassie's parents' farm.
I was away a little over 2 hours away in college, and my parents were kind of reporting to me what was going on, and which they didn't have power and cell phones weren't as good as they were now, but I was getting updates and they were saying this and that, and I'm like, well, I was just 2 hours away. Doesn't seem like much, but they kept telling me how bad it was, and I just had a bunch of snow, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, why are you guys been out without power for, was it like 2 weeks? So
yeah, a lot of people around here were without power for at least 10 to 12 days. Now I lived in an apartment in Tahlequah, which was about a mile from the hospital. Well, guess who, when there's a bad emergency, gets power restored first, or it doesn't go out? The hospitals, because they have to have power and to do stuff. So luckily, I may have been without power for a few hours. But my family was without power, I think, for 12 or 14 days.
And if I remember correctly, semis were like coming into the town and selling all the generators they could, and like people would buy them up in no time. Like, wasn't it crazy?
Yeah, that's whenever our family got their first generator. I think that's when
Ours
yours got their first generator. A lot of people got generators that had never owned one before.
Because they never needed it.
Because they needed to keep their milk and their bread and watch TV because people go crazy apparently. But
well, my parents don't have heat without electric. So they were trying to figure out propane stuff. And then I remember there was a lot of people who got carbon monoxide poisoning, is it? Mm-hmm. Because people were just throwing up propane heaters that weren't really meant for what they were doing. They were sleeping way too close to them. They were getting too many fumes, and a lot of people were getting sick and stuff.
Yeah, it was probably one of the worst storms natural like disaster type storms, because tornadoes come through here, but they're in a real small area. But when this came through, it was widespread. It hit everybody. And I remember I went home for the weekend to visit my parents. You could walk outside at night and it would be like completely couldn't hear a thing. And about every 10 to 15 seconds, you'd hear pop, pop, pop. And then it would quit for a little bit and then pop, pop. And those were tree limbs and trees
Snapping.
that were just snapping and just going.
Weight of the
like
ice.
one after another. Yeah, it was crazy. And to get out, I actually had to have a chainsaw. So
I remember that Dad would said he would drive to town to get things or whatever, and he had to keep his chainsaw because when he came back, the roads that he took may not be clear because of trees.
yeah, the trees would just keep snapping and keep snapping.
Crazy.
And it just was a huge, huge impact on all of the people in the rural areas. Like I said, a couple years later in 2007, Tulsa had a similar event, very similar, and they got hit with the brunt of it.
And you can believe it. If these country people were having trouble, those city people have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they were having big problems.
Yeah, so I didn't get to come back and visit for a while because Mom and Dad kept saying it was too bad to stay where you're at. So once I was able to come back, I got about an hour I went to college in Seminole, and I got about an hour to Henrietta on I-40, and I was glad I had my camera with me because then you didn't have phones on your camera to take cool pictures. But it was like a bomb.
Did you have one of those little ones that you had to like roll?
I don't know.
Like a disposable?
No, I think I had
roll,
one
roll,
of the
click, 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 click.
first, what's it called?
Digital
Cameras that still didn't take very good pictures. But it was like a bomb went off and I entered a new world or something. It just hit. And then I was like, whoa, now I understand what my parents are talking about. I had snow. We had been enjoying the snow and going sledding, and we had a lot of snow and good snow. And then I realized the difference in ice and snow and what my parents had been going through.
Yeah, it's does a lot of damage in a hurry. And the thing is, it brought down all the weak trees back in 06, 07, 08. But we haven't had another event like that in, it was about 15 years now. So there's a lot of weak trees that are due to be brought down.
They're saying half an inch to an inch, though. I wonder how much it was then, because I don't feel like an inch of ice, is very much. But is it?
An inch of solid ice, like on tree limbs and stuff. I mean,
guess it is.
that would be quite a bit.
Oh,
but
great.
Here's the thing: it moves south and north based on the freezing line and the amount of precipitation that we're getting. So just a little bit south. If the freezing line moves north, I should say, then we'll get rain. If the freezing line moves south, then we'll get ice. And if it moves too far south, then we'll get snow.
We shoot at 11. I just need it to wait till after then to start.
So if that doesn't happen, what happens? So it's not the end of the world.
No.
You get to shoot archery in a
virtual
format.
Yeah, but I just would rather get it over with.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. If Cassie's in the ditch somewhere between here and Tulsa around Inola, you guys go rescue her. No, I'll be with her. If Ranger gets to go to the archery tournament, I've already taken off work, so
I'll keep the kids safe. If it's not safe to go, I won't go. But was that you'll keep?
I don't believe you.
No, I mean, if it's not safe, we won't go.
At all costs, Cassie's
If
going to
it's
get to this
safe.
archery meet. No, if it's not safe, they'll cancel it.
Yeah.
If the Tulsa schools are canceled, it will be canceled. So
But that's the stinky part too. People are coming from all over Oklahoma, and they're only going to cancel if it's the Tulsa schools because it's in Tulsa. So we need it to start there and then disperse so that.
not the end of the world. It's just a. I know that this is hard to hear.
It is the end of the world.
I
We've
know-
been working for this the whole time.
I know this is hard.
I spent 4 hours at practice the other day for this.
This is hard for a coach to hear. It's a game. Like it's a game, right? Like it's competition. but
I'm not worried about winning or losing. I'm just worried about being able to play.
It's a game. I know that's hard for a coach. Like, let it sink in. Just say it out loud. Say, it's a game. It's a game.
I'm not saying it.
Okay, she's not going to say it, but it is, and that's most coaches I think don't see that as a game though. This is we've got to get it.
I'm not worried about winning the prize. I just want the game to be over with.
So, have you guys had a really bad ice storm where you're at? And if so, is it just like really bad on your area?
I guess I'm still hanging on this. It's the convenience for it. I don't want to be inconvenienced by it canceling and having to find a new plan.
Okay. Yeah, that would be
Is
inconvenient.
that fair?
I mean, I've already got the day off, so whatever. Maybe
Yeah, you just get to stay home and do nothing.
No.
I have to go to school and teach.
No, I thought you were just taking off the day to go to archery.
It is my day off if we don't.
Yeah, so you get a whole day off. We'll make a lot of YouTube videos. You guys will get a bonus video. So, if it does happen, if the storm comes, guess what?
I'm going to cry.
No. We got plenty of firewood. We'll build a fire. And
Do we have plenty of snacks?
even if we've got plenty of snacks, even if the electric goes out, we can open the doors up on the fireplace, crank it up, but keep it burning full of wood.
We haven't showed that portable freezer thing we have lately that we took on our trip to Arizona.
Yeah, we've got that.
Can use that.
We've got solar panels. We've got the Archery 1000 that's got solar panels. If the sun shines, we'll be in good shape. It's charged up. Make sure it's charged up. We've got our cold room.
We do.
You
have to have power for that.
But I've got some propane heaters. It's really well insulated. I mean, it's a really small room. It's
You
really,
said we could sleep in.
it's really real well insulated. So I'm thinking I
We
could.
have a fireplace.
I know. I'm just thinking out loud. What are the drastic
But
measures we could go to?
If our fridge went out, that container is going to be cold inside, so we could put food in there. That if you like when it's cold outside, you could set food outside, but animals are going to get in it and eat it.
Yeah, you can put them in
So-
an ice chest though instead of out there and
Yeah.
like crack
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Crack it open.
I was trying to figure out how to use the container and be dramatic.
But we also have a generator, and I bought extra gas, or I made sure all the jugs were full of gas.
And there's going to be people. Don't tell people how you're prepared. They will come and rob you. Like, no, they won't.
You and what army? You and what army?
Everybody around us
Yeah,
are
good-
prepared because
good
we're
luck.
farmers or this or that. Like, no one's going to seek after the walkers. Plus, if there's ice on the road, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I like my chances. I like my chances real
Some
well.
people's like, don't let them know your freezers are stocked. There's a cow in every pasture when they drive. They can shoot one and eat it if they want to.
but people are lazy.
That's true.
They're real lazy. I mean, if I was going to steal food, I'd go to like where it's already
Walmart?
prepared, where you can just put it in your air fryer. Because if you got a big enough generator, you can still run your air fryer.
Yeah, but bottom line, people, we aren't worried about people coming and robbing us because we also have things to take care of that if we need to. But
Not worried.
no one's like, where do the walkers live so I can steal all of their bread?
So we've got the wood rack that you guys saw us make. The wife's transporter is completely full of wood.
Okay.
I went out and a lot of you guys asked about that wood that was on the ground, if I would be able to salvage that. So an upcoming video with the catching up with the an upcoming video with Walker Farm Fam. We got some of that wood salvaged and we got that container full. So we've got plenty of wood.
Upcoming video today, isn't it?
What is it? Tomorrow? It'll be our Wednesday Walker Farm Fam video.
Oh yeah, today's Tuesday.
So, also, I went to the feed store and got 1,500 pounds of feed. So if the goats and the cows are ready to go with feed, and
So Gary laughs at those people that when the ice is coming, they go to the store and buy 7 loaves of bread and 5 gallons of milk, but he goes and buys a ton of feed.
well, it's because we needed feed though. It wasn't because the weather was going to be bad.
I'm just messing with
It's
you.
because these mama goats, and that's another thing I've been doing. I've been feeding them a little extra grain because they're feeding too.
Yeah.
And they need it, especially in this colder weather. They're going to get extra grain. I got a higher protein, a 16% high energy creep pellet. So to give them a little
In the super side?
energy boost. Yeah. It was a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it just for this winter month. As soon as it warms back up, probably the next bag I buy, I'll buy the regular 14% protein. But we're trying to take care of our animals the best we can. We've got plenty of hay, plenty of grain, plenty of feed. So bring on the weather. 2 days of freezing temperatures. So Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday it's supposed to be back at above freezing. So
And then next week it'll probably be 85.
yeah. Another thing that I appreciate is a lot of these states have kind of figured out when there's a natural disaster in one area, they send a lot of their crews. So like, I know about a month ago, they were forecasting ice in southern Oklahoma, and there were like 4,000 people that came and was like on standby from
Wow.
from Mississippi, or as far as way as Louisiana, Texas,
Like utility
Kansas,
workers?
like utility workers. So some of them are contract workers, and some of them are like our local like PSO or GRDA, our local municipalities. They send their workers, and I'm pretty sure the government's probably like kicking in to pay their bonus or salary or whatever. But that's nice, because I don't think that would happen again like it did back 15 years ago. I think they'd probably have power on a little sooner, but you never know. If it's bad, it's
If
bad.
it's ice, it's just a totally different animal than snow.
Yeah, there were power lines touching the ground, like
Yeah.
without poles breaking. Like they were like getting down to the ground, and then poles started snapping. I know on my drive home, that bad one, there were like 12 poles right in a row, pop, 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 pop. Like they were
crazy.
all snapped. So you never know what will throw at us. But the question is, are we going to get the big one? Is this it?
Are we prepared?
I hope not. I hope we're prepared, but I hope we don't get the big one.
Prepare. What is it? It's like prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good. That's a pretty good saying.
Are you prepared?
Pulled that out of my back pocket.
Cassie just wants to get to our archery tournament.
Then, after the archery tournament, it can do whatever it wants.
We'll see. So as far as what's coming up, you guys know the Okie Homesteading Expo will be here before you know it. February is about to run down to the end. March will be here.
I looked at the extended forecast, which is Oklahoma. Don't look past about 3 days. But the temperature's supposed to be nice that day.
Well, right.
For March 19th.
Well, there you go.
It'll probably change 70 times.
Hey, if there's a forecast out, that's good. That's good news, right?
Yep. I'll keep watching, but we're really excited about that. Been lots of planning and prepping and organization going into that. And we're just super excited to meet lots of y'all, to hear some awesome people speak. We haven't really talked much about it, but a lot of people are like, I hope to see you and find you. So Gary's kind of in the parking lot area.
To start off the day.
So when you come in, if you come in early, you should see Gary when you're driving through. Don't hold up the line taking selfies.
Yeah. So the
Say hello, though.
The way I've got this planned out is whenever you come up, if you've got your ticket, all right, you don't have to pay. So to get in at that point, you have to subscribe to Walker Farm Fam.
Show that you're subscribed.
And if you're already subscribed to Walker Farm Fam, then you have to subscribe to Catching Up with the Walkers.
Then you can
get in. So even if you got your ticket, be prepared to have an action that you have to complete to get in. And if you're paying, you still have to subscribe to Walker Farm Fam. So there's two things you have to do. But if you have to pay, I'll let you do that at your car. But if you already have your ticket, when you bring it up and show it to me on your phone where you did it, I was like, all right, where's your YouTube app? Let me see. Yep, Walker Farm. All right, we're good. So I'm just saying, if you want to get in, there you go.
And then there's the 4 main speakers that will be in the main expo building. But then in the show ring in a separate building, there are demonstrators who will be doing demonstrations throughout the day. I'll be in there helping keep that organized and announcing them and things like that. So that's where you'll find us. You will also find Gary at the food truck bringing me different kinds of food all day.
Wait. The hog fry. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I get my hog fry ticket.
Yes.
And then I'll be at the hog fry sampling the hog meat to make sure it's good and done.
But I want to try one thing from every food truck also.
I don't want anybody getting E. coli or anything bad. So I'm going to taste it first to make sure it's good. And then I'll visit all the food trucks. So there'll be about 6 or 8 of them. I don't know if I'll be able to walk by the end of the day, but I'll make sure the food's good.
And then our church is actually doing the Kids Corner. So check that out. And if you guys have been watching our church on Facebook, you might see some friendly faces over there. And our kids will be there for the Q&A part and the meet and greet part. We don't plan for them to be there all day long since we're going to be busy and doing a lot of stuff.
And it's just going to be a long day.
It is going to be a long day.
Because we're not going to be able to walk around with them and hang out and just do stuff. Now, I might put Ranger to work making sure people are subscribed to one of the channels.
So anyway, you will see us throughout the day doing different jobs, but the Q&A part and the meet and greet part, which is towards the end of the day, I believe 3 to 5, that's when you can really see us, hang out with us, talk to us, take some pictures and things like that. So we are really excited. If you go to our Facebook, if you go to Okie Homesteading Facebook and Instagram, you will see an event schedule. It'll show when those main speakers are talking. It'll show when the demonstrators are talking.
I think we could probably throw that up right now. Ready? Wow.
So you can kind of plan your day out if you would like. And you can also plan out, okay, I'm going to listen to that person, then I'm going to go eat this food truck. Because on our social media pages, I am talking too fast today, also tells you all the food trucks.
What's in that coffee?
Sugar-free creamer.
It's because it's that cowgirl coffee. It's that real good stuff. So I think that's all we have for you guys today. Cassie's got a lot of things to do. She's got to go make sure she has all the salt and stuff ready for if the ice comes, so she can still get out to her car and drive to Tulsa for her archery tournament.
Are you trying to tell me that I should just realize it's not going to happen?
No, it's out of your hands. I mean, whether it happens or not, it's not up to you.
I know.
So I mean, no, I'm just
You
giving.
just like to pester me. You poke the bear, you get the.
I'm poking the bear.
What do you get?
The claws.
All right. So prayer requests for today. You have any?
No real updates, just the same ones we've been talking about.
I can't remember the exact names and things, but someone commented on Walker Farm Fam video not too long ago that one of their friends, they found out one of their friend's sons, I believe he's 16, has a brain tumor, if I'm remembering correctly. So be praying for them. There's lots of people that put prayer requests down in the description. Gary had mentioned his dad. He's going to be going to some more appointments and things for his hip and his leg. So just be praying for that. But we so appreciate you guys who pray for each other and encourage each other down in the comments. It's truly encouraging to see that. And if you have a prayer request, leave it down there and we'll be praying for you.
Yeah, the main thing is to know that you're not alone, that people are joining with you in prayer. And sometimes when you need it, that means the world. So
yes,
that's we appreciate you guys, and we're encouraged by you, and we hope to encourage you as well.
Thank you guys so much for watching today. We hope you have a great day. God bless, and we love you guys.